All right, kids, welcome to lesson number 217. Let's get started with the homework. Let's go over the homework. So, number 1 should be, it's a jump rope. It's long. So you say, it's a long jump rope. And then you draw a picture of a jump rope. Number 2, it's a camera. It's small. So you say, it's a small camera. Next one, it's a bag. It's old. You're going to have to write this on the next page. You write, it's an old bag. Let me try something here. A little bit of a smoother write. The next one, it's an apple. It's green. So you say, it's a green apple. And then it's a puzzle. It's big. So you say, it's a big not puzzle. Puzzle. Puzzle's not a word. At least not a word that I know. Puzzle. It's a big puzzle, okay? All right, so those should be your answers. All right. Let's move on, shall we, to a new segment I call Phonics Test of the Day. So I would like you to look at this sentence and try and read it yourself. Say it out loud, practice. I will give you 30 seconds to say it out loud. And then once you have said it, you can listen to me give the answer. So we'll time starting now. Try and see if you can figure out how it works. How to say it. Go. All right, do you have it? Say it all together. Let's go. Jane makes a cake. Jane makes a cake. Because remember, if you don't understand, you can separate it out into sounds. You've got M plus ache plus S, makes. So it's Jane makes a cake. Jane makes a cake. Jane makes a cake. Okay? So, open your book and turn to page 60. Page 60. This is the new vocabulary. So, what is number 1 right here? What's that? Right. Hamburger. 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 What about number 2 right here? What are those? Right. Hamburgers. 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 What about number 3? Can you see number 3? What's that? Number 3. Right. Egg. 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 And what about number 4? When you have more than one egg, you have eggs. 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 Remember, when we have more than one of something, we got to put, that was the wrong button, my bad. When we have more than one of something, we got to put an S on the end, which makes either the S or the Z sound, depending on the word that it's pluralizing. So, number 4, eggs. And what's number 5? Right, tomato, tomato, tomato. And what about number 6? Tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. Yeah. So let's learn let's do it with flashcards now as a review. So what's this? I want to eat it now. Hamburger, 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 hamburger. I'm gonna say it more like we say it now. Hamburger. And what are these? So we got 1 hamburger, and then we got 2 what? 2 hamburgers. 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 Remember you gotta hit that S on the end. Hamburgers. What about this? What's this? Right, it's an egg. 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 I want to eat an egg. And what are these? We got 2 of them now. So what do we say? 2 eggs. 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 Excellent job. We kind of make those jokes a lot when we were kids. All right, what's this? Right, it's a tomato. A tomato. A tomato, or if you're British, you might say tomato. Either pronunciation is acceptable. You can say tomato or you can say tomato, depending on what accent you're going for. But I'm American, so I say tomato. There's even an expression. You say tomato, I say tomato. Tomato or tomato, but I say tomato. And what are these? Right. Tomatoes. 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 Remember to hit the ES at the end. Tomatoes. All right. So now I'm going to teach you something. So when we want to describe something like, oh, look at that, we say there is or there are. If we're talking about one thing, like let's say we've got 1 egg here. Trust me, that's an egg. I just drew it. Maybe it's an egg for a different animal, but it's an egg. We're going to call it an egg. Then you would say there is an egg, or there is 1 egg. But if you got a bunch of them, you would say, or really not even a bunch, just more than 1. If all of a sudden we have more than 1 egg, we got to say, there are. Is becomes are. There are 4 eggs, okay? Then if we get rid of, I don't know why I just erased all of them. Okay, but if we have 3 eggs, so it's like there are 3 eggs. But then if we get rid of 2 of the eggs, then we have to change this to there is an egg, okay? So now I'll be teaching you how to answer the question, how many eggs are there? So how many eggs are there here? Answer with a full sentence. Don't just say the number. So the answer is, there are 4 eggs. So repeat after me. There are 4 eggs. There are 4 eggs. There are 4 eggs. All right, what about this? How many tomatoes are there? How many tomatoes are there? Now try to make it a full sentence. So don't just say 8, say the full sentence. So what with there or something. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 means there are 8 tomatoes. There are 8 tomatoes. And we say are because there's more than one. So now, what do we say here? How many hamburgers are there? How many hamburgers are there? How many means like taurai, like how many? How many hamburgers are there? And there is one hamburger. That's what we say. Since it's only one, we have to use is. So there is one hamburger. But there are 8 tomatoes. There is one hamburger. So repeat after me. There is one hamburger. There is one hamburger. All right, what about this? How many eggs are there? What's a full sentence? Right, there is an egg. You can say an instead of one. There is an egg. All right, how many hamburgers are there here? How many hamburgers are there? So what do we use? Is or are? There is or there are for 2. Right, 2 is more than 1. If it's more than 1, gotta use there are. So there are 2 hamburgers. There are 2 hamburgers. All right, how many tomatoes are there? Right, there is one tomato. There is one tomato. Okay, look at page 61 and go to the bottom here. And we're gonna describe this, this picture. So, with there is or there are. So, what do we say about here? What would you say about the balloons? You would say there, what do you think, is or are? Right, are. There are 6 balloons. And very good. Okay, there are 6 balloons. So then what should you write about the bikes? What about the bikes? What do you think? How would you say it like this? Right, there are 2 bikes. There are 2 bikes. Okie dokie. Now, what about the camera? The camera. What would you say about the camera? Right. There is, should be a T there. There is a, because you can say instead of one, there is a camera. Very good. There is a camera. There is always a camera now. Okay, there is a camera. So now what about the hamburgers? What can we say about the hamburgers? You can just shout it out. What's the sentence? Count the hamburgers first, then tell me. Right. There. And what comes next? What word comes next? Not is. There are 4 hamburgers. Excellent work, my little children. There are 4 hamburgers. Okay, I'm gonna erase all of that. Now, what about eggs? Eggs. No, don't say eggs, it's just, what about eggs? Eggs. Right. There are 5 eggs. Excellent work. Excellent work. I'm very proud of you. There are 5 eggs. And then what about a tomato? What do we say about the tomato? Right. There is a tomato. Okay, very good. All right, now it's time for the homework. So turn to page 56. Your homework for this week will be page 56 and 57, both pages. Like that. So let's go over the exercises, yeah? All right, number 1, very easy. If it's singular, remember 1 thing is egg, 2 thing is eggs. 1 thing will not have an S on the end. 2 things has the S or the ES on the end. So, yeah, so you just circle the right answer. So 1, is this an egg or is it eggs? It's eggs, obviously. So we do that. All right, part B. Part B, you got to look and just describe it. So this is a tomato, and this is 2 tomatoes, you know? So 1 thing becomes many things. That's it. Easy, 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 easy. So just make sure you look at the spelling up here to make sure you spell the words right, because some of them are tricky, like tomatoes. You have to have the ES on the end, not just the S for tomatoes, but most words it's with the S. Okay, part C. I think you guys are experienced enough that you can just figure that one out. Circle the correct answer. I want to see how many of you get it right. All right, part D. This one's a little harder. You got to write a there is a or there are statements. So there is a bike would be an example. But for number 4, there are 2 hamburgers. To see 1, 2, okay? All right, so you got to make all of these into there is or there are sentences based on the numbers here. So number 2 refers to this one. Number 3 refers to this one. Number 4 refers to this one, etc. And then just answer the question based on the pictures, okay? Okay, kids, very good. Thank you for coming to class today. Thank you for doing the homework. Thank you for turning it in on time. And thank you for being great students. Hope to see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.